I hope everyone's summer is off to a great start. In this video, we're going to go over Microsoft PowerPoint. The goal is to design a presentation with SmartArt graphics, charts, and tables. Most people can process visual information faster than text, so they remember charts and graphics more easily rather than just text. In presentations, it is important to keep this point in mind and use as little text as possible. The project that we are going to focus on is the design of presentation for the Great Backyard Bird event. During this event, thousands of volunteers count and categorize every bird they see in the field and add feeders. Our task here is to count the number and types of birds that have visited our feeder and then prepare a presentation of that. The project in this chapter follows visual content guidelines and uses PowerPoint to create the three slides. The first three slides shown here. The title page, slide 2, which is a SmartArt enhanced with photos, and the third slide, which is a pie chart. The first two slides are enhanced with SmartArt graphic and pictures. The three-dimensional pie chart on slide 3 depicts a count of the number of times 4 birds visited our feeder in one day. Now let's go to the PowerPoint slide and design our presentation. As we saw in Chapter 1, SmartArt graphics enable us to represent our ideas with visual elements such as chart, table, and graphics. So for the first slide, we can go to the Insert menu and then click the SmartArt button. Insert, and from illustration we can select SmartArt. So first I'm going to the File menu, create a new PowerPoint presentation. First I'm going to change the background of this slide. So I will select Design and then, for example, select this one for our presentation slide. So from the Insert menu, we can go to the SmartArt, and then from Picture menu, I will select this item, Circular Picture Callout. In SmartArt, there are various types of shapes and diagrams, but for our current slide, we can select the picture that has some smaller pictures. In the top portion of the text pane, for example here, I will put backyard bird watching. For the smaller panes, I'm gonna put the name of different birds. Let's check our first slide. The first one is woodpecker, second is robin, and third is cardinal. So woodpecker, here we have robin, and for the third we have cardinal. This is the SmartArt. We can select this one and change its font. I'm going to select Papyrus and font size 17 for the entire SmartArt graphic. Next step is to go to add picture to each of these circles. We can click on the picture and then select from the file. You can download these pictures from SayEngage website, data files for students. I will go to the PowerPoint, chapter 7, and then I'm going to select feeder for the first part. You can go to download these pictures. You can go to the SayEngage website. My computer is working a little slowly, so I'm going to put my credentials here. I'm going to show you where you can download the pictures or icons for your design. Then you can go to select your textbook, which is Microsoft Office Advanced First Edition. Go to the Student Companion side. And from Companion side, you can select Data Files for Students. In that folder or link, you can find the pictures and icons necessary for these kind of projects. So now let's go back to our design. So we have backyard. So I'm going to change its style. Double click on this one, and then from this, but before changing the style, let me add other pictures. For example, for the woodpecker, I'm going to click on the picture icon. Then from the file, I've already downloaded these files from SayEngage website. So I'm going to select the woodpecker. The same for robin. And for cardinal. From file, cardinal. Okay. So we have all the pictures added to our SmartArt graphic. Now I'm going to select the SmartArt, double click on that, and then change its style. For example, let's select this style. Its name is polished. And from this menu, change color, we can change the font colors. Let's see which one works better. I think this one is much better. So I'm going to move this text box to the upper part of the circle so it can be visible. There is a typo here, backyard bird watching. So this is our first slide. This is the title page of our slide. So in the next slide, we are going to list bird supplies using a SmartArt. In contrast to this slide, where we used pre-designed shape in a SmartArt, in the next slide, we are going to convert text and picture into SmartArt graphics. So first, I will click this pane and then right click, new slide. So let's check this one. Here we have three panes. We want to add bulleted list, and from that bulleted list we want to create a SmartArt. This is the opposite of what we did in the first slide. So I'm going to add From this menu, I'm going to add bulleted list. So for the first one, binocular. Second is birdhouse. And for the third item, we have feeder. Okay. Here is the bulleted list, and I'm going to create a SmartArt from this bulleted list. From this, I'm going to highlight these 3 bulleted lists and then go to SmartArt, more SmartArt graphics, and then select picture pane, and from that picture I'm going to select, for example, this one. Okay. So for each of these boxes I'm going to add the related picture, for example, binocular, for birdhouse, and for feeder, again I'm going to select feeder 1. So I'm going to select this one, change its style to make it consistent with the previous slide, and then from the home I'm going to change its font to Papyrus. Okay, so again let's double click this one, and then from the color I think this one works better. Okay. So the title of this slide is going to be birding supplies. Let's check. Yeah, birding supplies. And I'm going to put it at the center of the pane, and supplies. I'm going to select this pane, this box, and then change its font to Papyrus. Uh, 24 should be good. Okay. So I'm going to save my file. This is basically the second PowerPoint slide for this project. So for the next slide, let's check this one. Here we have a pie chart. So the next step is developing and creating a pie chart, because pie chart is a useful tool to show proportional amounts. In this presentation, we want to show how many birds visited a feeder during a period of time, and the slice of pie will show the cardinals. The number of cardinals visited our feeder approximately is twice as often as the other type of birds. So in order to insert a pie chart, first we need to create a new slide. Again, I'm going to click on this box and right click, new slide. What is the title of this page? Backyard feeder bird sightings. Backyard feeder bird sightings, and then I'm going to select insert menu. From the insert menu, I'm going to select chart. From pie chart, I'm going to select 3D pie. So here we can list the type of birds visited our feeder and their numbers. So for the first part, I will put jays, cardinals, finch, and woodpecker. Let's put, for example, 24, 40, 10, and 6. And I'm going to delete its title. Okay. So I'm going to select this one, change its style to one of this format, and then I'm going to select this one from pie expulsion. I'm going to divide these portions, and next step is to change the font to papyrus 24, bold, yeah, papyrus 24, and I'm going to get rid of this title, column 1. So we have different types of shapes, and we can work with this kind of and change the colors to new form of colors, whichever works best for you. So I think this one works better for the style of our PowerPoint style. That's basically how to design an eye-catching presentation for an event using the SmartArt graphic, pre-designed SmartArt elements, or in this slide we use text and then converted into SmartArt graphic. And for the third one, we used pie chart, 3D pie chart. So this way, and with this kind of graphical and visual elements, we can attract more viewers. That's basically the project for this chapter, PowerPoint presentation. If you have any questions, anything, please feel free to drop by my virtual meeting room or send me an email. Thank you.